Maintain VFR at or below 5,500. Departure on 118.15, squawk 5275, Sigi 1123. San Juan ground, Sigi 1123 would like to taxi to the active runway for VFR departure.
Sigi Air 1123, San Juan ground taxi to runway 8 via November 3 November, November 1 Sierra. Contact tower on 132.05 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 8 via November 3 November 1 Sierra and will contact tower on 132.05. Thank you. San Juan Tower, Sigi 1123 at runway 8, ready for departure.
Ziggy Air 1123, San Juan Tower, wind 083 at 14, runway 8, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8. Thank you.
If you look out to your 12 o'clock, you'll see backwater tarpon fishing charters, Puerto Rico. Now, fishing charters are quite fascinating, aren't they? They were invented by people who wanted to catch fish but didn't want to get their feet wet. This particular charter is known for its tarpon fishing, which is a type of fish that looks like it's been inflated with a bicycle pump. Tarpon fishing became popular in the late 19th century when people realized that catching a fish that big made them feel more important. It's a favorite spot for anglers, which is a fancy word for people who like to fish but don't want to admit it. My friend Toby once went on one of these charters and ended up catching a cold instead of a fish. He spent the rest of the trip sneezing on everyone and was politely asked never to return. Quite a memorable experience, really.
Thank you, Janet. Departure Siggy Air 1123 with you at 1,500 or 4,500.
Ziggy Air 1123, San Juan Oceanic Center radar contact. Zig Air 1123, San Juan Oceanic Center contact. San Juan approach on 119.4.
San Juan approach on 119.4. Thank you. San Juan approach Siggy 1123 with you at 2,700 for 4,500.
Ziggy Air 1123, San Juan approach, roger, San Juan QNH 1013. Ziggy Air 1123, San Juan approach traffic at your 1 o'clock 6 miles, at flight level 1,000 feet, type unknown.
We'll look for the traffic. Thank you.
If you look to your 1 o'clock, about 5 kilometers away, you'll see the Cavernas Las Cabachuelas. These caves were formed millions of years ago, which is a very long time, even longer than waiting for a bus. They were discovered by ancient people who probably thought, oh look, a hole in the ground, let's go inside. The caves are important because they contain archaeological artifacts, which is a fancy way of saying old stuff. People who enjoy history and spelunking, which is just a posh word for cave exploring, find this place fascinating. My friend Toby once got lost in these caves for 3 days. When he finally emerged, he claimed he'd discovered a new species of glow-in-the-dark bat. Turns out, he'd just found a glow stick someone had dropped. Classic Toby.
Ziggy 1123, Mercedita port at your 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk, VFR.
If you look out to your 12 o'clock, about 2 kilometers away, you'll see La Cascada del Cielo, or Sky Waterfall. Now, waterfalls are essentially nature's way of saying, look at me, I'm wet and falling. This particular one was discovered by a bloke named Juan in the 18th century, who probably wasn't expecting to get drenched that day. It's a popular spot for tourists
Change
who
to
enjoy the
advisory
sound of water
frequency
crashing
approved.
down,
Squad
which is
VFR,
like
Siggy
nature's
1123.
white noise machine, but more dangerous. Interestingly, my friend Toby once tried to impress a date by diving off the top of this waterfall. He ended up with a broken leg and a broken heart because she left with the tour guide instead. So it's a place of both natural beauty and personal tragedy.
Mercedita Tower, Siggy 1123, entering left downwind pattern for runway 12. Mercedita here. Mercedita Municipal, Ziggy 1123, turning base for runway 12, Mercedita Municipal.
If you look to your right at about 3 o'clock, you'll see the Tjsj Indigenous Ceremonial Park. It's a fascinating place discovered in 1975, which is quite recent if you think about it. The park
Mercedita
contains the
Municipal,
remains of one of the most
Ziggy
important
1123,
archaeological
turning
sites in the Caribbean,
final.
dating back to around 25 AD. That's even older than the internet, which is saying something. The park is significant because it offers a glimpse into the lives of the pre-Columbian Taíno people, who were the original inhabitants of Puerto Rico. They used the site for ceremonial purposes, which is basically like having a really old church, but without the pews and stained glass windows. Instead, they had stone-lined ball courts and plazas. My friend Toby once visited this park and decided to reenact one of the ancient Taíno ceremonies. He ended up getting chased by a very angry tour guide who thought he was trying to steal an artifact. Toby's always getting into trouble like that.
Mercedita Municipal, Ziggy 1123, off runway, exiting the runway.
She's a feisty little thing with a bird that makes your heart sing. Flying high in the sky, promoting pet adoptions. She's changing lives. Hop on board, vamos a volar. Let's fly. Ziggy por the salsa airways will take you far. From Buenos Aires to the streets of Seoul, spreading love and compassion, fulfilling her goal. Come on, let's go. Let's